will turn on, you talk, and then
Good morning. I'm going to call the meeting to order, if I may, with a roll call. Judge Russo,
present.
Clerk of Court Neela Bird, I'm here. Judge Shaughnessy is here.
Hello, good morning.
Sheriff Patel.
Present.
Okay, well, let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do we have any public comment? I don't think so. So I'm going to say that we don't have any public comment and we're going to move on. We are here today, as some of you may know from the public meeting notice, to hear a presentation of a number of plans slated for the Justice Center. So at this time, I am going to call up representatives from the Cuyahoga County Department of Public Works. I believe Matt Reimer is at the podium. Mike Dever is in the audience, who's our director. Mike, do you have anything to say, or would you just defer to Matt to begin the presentation? Okay, I see that. So we will hear the presentation. Matt, thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Bird. To Judge Shaughnessy, Judge Russo, Clerk Bird, and Chair Patel, thank you for having me and thank you for considering these projects. My name is Matt Reimer. I'm Facilities Administrator for Cuyahoga County Department of Public Works. I'm joined today, obviously, by Director Dever, my immediate supervisor, and also by our Justice Center Design Services consultant, the president of K2M Design, Scott Maloney, for any related questions. Scott's firm is representative of the designer of record for all 5 of these projects, so happy to have him be with us today. Scott is also the author of the 2024 capital improvement plan for the Justice Center and related facilities. This presentation is to facilitate your proposed approval of 5 different projects for the Justice Center complex. The projects today represent those that are at the construction document stage. This stage marks the completion of design and the beginning of bid documents preparation. So these are the 5 that are ready to go. These projects may be familiar to the stakeholders here today. We have been briefing these for a couple of years through their design phases at the Justice Center space planning meeting, as well as at the most recent building committee meetings that we had last year. I will say that as context, this is just one of the many approval processes for a project of this size. We believe that the revised code section applies to all of these projects. We're trying to apply that a little conservatively, though. For example, Tower 2, the police building is an office building in nature, so we're by precedent that this is one that will ultimately still require 15336 approval, but we're approaching this direction at this time to be conservative. Let's see. Also, as context, we know that we will have a number of budget allocation considerations outside of this approval or outside of this consideration. We know that County Council will also have the contract execution authority. So that's another approval that we have to go through on these, as well as the permitting process through the City of Cleveland Department of Building and Housing for construction permitting approval. And then for select projects that are within the jail, have to have state of Ohio approvals too. So that's just one way of saying this is just one approval wicket before we get to the project execution stage. Okay, we have 5 projects that we are presenting. It's my understanding that the stakeholders would like to go through those one at a time. Is your approach?
That would be preferable. Thank you.
Thank you. The only significance to the order of these projects is how I presented them within the letter transmitting them for your consideration. Okay, the first project is on the Tower 2 former police building. This is an elevator modernization for all 6 elevators within the core of the complex. These elevators are in much needed consideration of code upgrades, new weight handling equipment. You can see on the picture to the left of this slide, the existing weight handling equipment for 3 of the elevators in the penthouse machine room. We're going to be replacing all those as is standard in an elevator modernization and all the associated weight handling equipment. We'll also be upgrading all of the controls, both the back ends. You see the center picture with some of the archaic controls that are there, as well as within the cab and within the call stations, within the hallways. Those will all be upgraded to current accessibility codes and current modern technology. We will also be renovating the cab interiors and the cabs in general. And there are code required HVAC considerations in the penthouse for elevator shafts that have to be upgraded. This project is estimated currently at $4.36 million. I'm rounding. And the construction duration is estimated to be at 8 months from time of award. I have an update to the presentation that I put in the shared folder. It just includes a drawing excerpt for each picture slide. This drawing excerpt shows the 6 elevators in the main core of the lobby of the building. Elevators 2 and 5 go to multiple P1 and P2 levels. The remaining 4 elevators go just from P1 through the 9th floor. So we only have 2 of the 6 that go down to the P2 level. And that's just for your information. I am happy to take any questions related to this project.
I got a question. Start time for these, we know it's going to be 8 months, but the start time would be after the Division of Police vacates?
To the sheriff, we would anticipate a bid period of the next 4 months, and then construction award and the start of the 8-month construction duration. I think that we will have to understand the schedule for the Division of Police departure and make sure that we coordinate with that, because obviously for their departure, they'll be using the freight elevator system in particular. So we will pay attention to that during the execution of this project. It should time out pretty well, though.
Thank you.
The only question I have, and I just want to be clear, that the old elevator from the old city jail is not a part of this project. Is that accurate?
To
Just to
Clerk
make-
Bird, that is correct. So that is a 1-floor elevator from the former city jail 6th floor to the 5th floor transfer corridor. That is not part of this project. Correct.
Judges, any questions? Okay, thank you, Matt. Why don't you go on to number 2, please?
Okay. The second project is a building envelope project for a large portion of the facility complex. The primary leak mitigation that we're trying to solve is in the atrium structure, where that atrium structure borders and connects to the Courts Tower granite structure, and associated leaks in the actual window systems of the atrium itself. We will be performing sealant work on the glass atrium structure. We'll be performing flashing and sealant work where the gutter systems and the flashing connect to the Courts Tower granite wall system. We'll be pulling the paver systems that are on the courtyard at the 4th floor level and investigating the roof condition below the pavers, repairing any conditions underneath those pavers, and as well as improving the drainage systems that are on that level. Also part of I'm going to shift to another diagram just to show you the complete, this is a schematic plan view of the entire Justice Center complex block. The majority of the work is in the center atrium. We also have roof replacement happening over the Galleria roof, as we call it on the plan. If you can see my cursor, let me see if it stands over here. You see my cursor on your screen. This is the area that is immediately above the lakeside entrance to the atrium. That is both above court areas on the 3rd floor, specialty docket areas on the 4th floor, and the jail bullpen court holding on the 5th floor. The roof above that whole section is scheduled to be replaced as part of this project as well, where we have water intrusion. We also have designed the replacement of various sections of the correction center. Most importantly is this shaded area above Jail 2. This is the elevator penthouse. As many of you know, we just modernized the elevators in Jail 2. That's critical to the operation of the correction center, and this project considers the replacement of that penthouse roof. We are also seeking alternate bid item pricing for the remainder of Jail 2 roof and these 5th floor, pocket roofs on Jail 1. They had not been previously replaced. I will say that our design process on this started when the future of the jail was less certain, and so we are continuing to move forward with their recommended replacement, but at a certain price. So that's why we've considered them for alternate bid pricing options, meaning at the time of bid, if we think the pricing is worth the risk mitigation that we have for the duration of the building that we have left, we'll consider that, but we have to make that determination at the time of bid. And then we can decide that moving forward. So what we have on the base bid for this project is all the atrium work, all the Galleria work above the lakeside entrance, and the elevator penthouse above Jail 2. That's the base bid. All remaining items are alternate bid items as proposed. The total project cost on this project is $3.36 million. Again, I'm rounding. The duration of this project is expected to be 16 months from contract award. And to further break that price down, as I mentioned, that alternate bid structures, of the $3.36 million, we anticipate a little over $1.8 million is for the base bid. A little over $1.5 million are for the bid alternates to be considered. Happy to answer any of your questions.
I don't believe we have any questions on that one. Thank you. Go on, Matt.
Thank you. The third project that we are considering today are structural repairs to the various garage levels within the complex. I'm going to just shift to my next slide really quick. You can see this is a schematic and plan view of all the various parking level or vehicle circulation levels underneath all the facilities. At the top of page, areas 1 and 2, that's generally the areas under the jail 1 structure. Area 6 and 7 is generally under the atrium and mostly considered part of the either the dock or the judge's garage, as is area 5, 9, and 8. And then the police level, you can see that that's underneath the Tower 2 police building. So we have repairs that are designed for all 3 of these areas of concern. I'll go back to the pictures now. The majority of the things that we're mitigating are concrete spalling over time, water from vehicles coming off the roads, and from other water intrusion that tend to corrode the reinforcement in the structural members. They expand, then they pop the concrete spalls. So this is repairing those concrete areas and the reinforcement within back to a repaired condition. We steadily doing any make safe repairs where we remove any loose concrete to make sure that areas are safe for pedestrians walking through and from vehicles as well as vehicles themselves. That has been ongoing. But this project will come back then and repair all those open areas or areas at risk. We do have some significant areas of beam reconstruction to perform in this project. Those areas are generally under our vehicle ramps in all 3 structures, underneath the dock ramp, in the atrium, underneath the Sally Port in Jail 1, and underneath the drive-in off of Lakeside, that major beam, and then also the same thing off of St. Clair in the police garage. And this project is estimated at just under $1.6 million. And from time of award to completion, we estimate a 6-month construction duration. And I'm happy to answer any of your
I do
questions.
have a quick question. I just want to make sure I understand this project. So this project is for the 3 garages, right? Which would be the judge's garage, what we refer to as the judge's garage, where the clerk also parks, the judge's clerk's garage, the sheriff's garage, and the Weston Claire garage. Is it all?
That's cool.
And do you have the breakout of how much of that 1.6 each garage will cost?
Yes.
Can you
So
just give me that?
I have breakdowns prepared between the judge's garage and I may have to get back to you on the first one, but the breakdown between what's underneath the Jail 1 Correction Center, that is roughly $603,000. That is for of value in this project that is underneath the Jail 1 structure. And then the remaining under $1 million is what is between the police building and the judge's garage.
Got it.
So I know that that'll be a consideration when we get into post-bid allocation of funding. I will say that what's important for also to consider is that where these repairs are relevant to structurally. So in general, if we're fixing something on the P2 level, that's generally relevant to what's above it on the P1 level, as an example. The bulk of the 600,000 that I mentioned underneath the Jail 1 structure is directly supporting the loading dock off of West 3rd that supports the entire facility. So we do have to consider a lot of things, not just the geography, when it comes to funds allocation once we get the bid results here. Yes, Judge.
At the completion of that, will K2M or the engineers provide documentation of the integrity of the garage? Will they sign off on that?
Thank you, Judge. I'll ask Scott Maloney, the designer of record on this, to comment on that. Thank you, Scott.
Yes, we can. I will tell you. Okay, I will state that the garage is structurally safe. These are repairs that just need to be made that are part of any concrete structure. We have a lot of water, salt, just like Matt said, like everything that's underneath it, because that stuff soaks into the concrete, rusts the reinforcing, and the reinforcing then makes the concrete spall. It's a very typical thing that occurs when there's salt water and concrete that are involved. So there's nothing that's like a structural integrity, major structural integrity, except for a couple of beams that we're fixing, but those are shored up at this point. But yes, we'll.
Anybody else? Judge, you good? Number 4, Matt, please.
Yes, so this project is simple in scope, but large in scale. This is the quartz tower replacement of sealant. So between every granite panel across the entire height of the tower, as well as at any interaction between the granite system and the window systems, and between window systems and their own flashing mechanisms, and then mechanical louvers as well. You can see examples of that on the picture slide ahead, in front of you rather. That is what we're replacing, that epoxy caulk in between all this. An equivalent project, many of you may know that we did this on the Tower 2 Police Headquarters building with our own forces back between 2021 and 2023. Took us 3 construction seasons to do that, just for the 10th floor facility over there. So it's labor intensive, but critically needed. I'll just say that the interaction between this project and the water intrusion project for the atrium is hand in hand. As water gets behind these granite systems, you can see it when you're down in the atrium today. You look up at the corner connection with the quartz tower. That's not because necessarily the windows are leaking. That's because there's water probably running behind that granite system. It's bypassing all the flashing that's connected to the atrium and then showing up within the structure. So these 2 projects do go hand in hand. I think both have to be completed in order to be successful in securing the building envelope. The estimate on this project is large, $6.44 million. The time estimate on duration from contract award is estimated to be 12 months. Happy to answer any of your questions. Yes, Judge.
Question regarding the cost. I believe the original figure was 2.5 million, and now that's 6.5 million.
Judge, you are correct. We had a budget estimate of 2.569 million when we presented this to the building committee in August of last year, and the construction documents, which comes from a third-party consultant estimator familiar with construction, at this design completion stage was much higher. So we are anxious to see if that's how it plays out at bidding as well.
Any idea why so much?
Could I look to Scott maybe to see? I mean, it was, I can't say.
The original estimate was a little bit undervalued compared to the entire scope of the quartz tower. And we have a third-party cost estimator, Regency, that prepared this. They're a local contractor, construction. We're very confident in that dollar. But yes, the cost has also just generally gone up for this type of work.
So there's good quantity takeoff on this. So we know that the actual quantities of the sealant your footage performed is accurate. The estimating science comes in, and what is the labor cost and the equipment cost of doing that. So.
Okay. I don't see any other questions. Okay. Number 5. Or 4, sorry. 5.
Yes,
5.
yes.
Mhm.
The 5th project up for consideration today is the Tower 2 Police Building roof replacement project. The roof has been assessed at past useful life. It is a wet roof, meaning we do have water intrusion into the insulation layer of the roof system, presents leaks on the 9th floor tenants, which is primarily Division of Police at this point, as well as the Sheriff's Department in a portion of the 9th floor. This will remove and replace the entire roofing system. We will also be replacing the roofing system on top of the elevator penthouse, which is the structure on the picture that you can see generally to the left. I've taken this picture looking north to south from the north end of the roof system on the west side. We also have, if you're familiar with the mechanical systems in these buildings, you'll know that that We receive our mechanical cooling and heating, both in the police building as well as the Justice Center complex as a whole through the Cleveland Thermal District Energy System. But before that, it was delivered by chillers and boilers. There is still old mechanical equipment on this roof that was part of that legacy system. We'll be demolishing that as part of this project as well. This project has a current estimate of $4.18 million rounding, and has an 8-month duration estimated from time of contract award.
This project is going to begin, if I understand correctly, after CPD vacates. Is that accurate?
That is our intent, Clerk Bird, yes. So by the time we bid the project out, we'll be getting towards the end of the calendar year anyway. So we'll be toward the project at a good time where the roofing companies are looking for their next year's worth of projects to plan and bid competitively for. So we expect a good competitive bid here because of our timing. And then it should work also where by the time they start getting ready for the seasonal operations in 2027, the police should be significantly out of this facility. It will result in a lot of disturbance on the 9th floor. That's why we're intending to turn that up.
Okay. Do you have any other questions? Okay. Thank you. Is that the last one?
That is the last one. I'll just give the total presented here today is a project value at this stage. And again, before we get bids, but total cost of $19,945,781 is the total for consideration for all 5 of those projects. That is of interest. Director,
Okay.
anything?
Thank you, Mr. Reimer. At this time, I'm going to make a motion that we approve all 5 of the projects presented by Mr. Reimer. I have a second discussion. Judge Russo, would you like to say anything about this?
Yes, thank you. Obviously, this project is necessary for the safety and security in an aging Justice Center. It's great that this plan was made and the work is finally getting started. I want to congratulate the county and the court for working together for a successful infrastructure renovation of the Justice Center. This will benefit not only the people who work there, but also the public who go there to conduct their court business. I'm happy to endorse it today.
Thank you. I'll go to my right, Judge Shaughnessy.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Judge Russo. I share the same sentiments. I appreciate all the hard work to get here from the county and the court. Took a while, but we're finally here. So I want to thank them. I'd like to thank Prosecutor O'Malley and his office as well for helping us with the 153 committee. Obviously, we want to make sure everything is vetted out. Be conservative in this so that we're doing it right when we're doing it. I also want to thank my fellow panelists here. I appreciate you guys being here and all the hard work that you put into this. I'm confident we're going to have a lot of these meetings coming up. I'll say for the record, if for some reason I'm not here, I'm still in trial, be it appointed designee. So I'll have Mr. Popovich. Short of that, I look forward to
Thank you. Sheriff?
Is thank you not only to my fellow panelists, but also the Public Works team, all the work on this. Critical to maintain operation of the building, not only safe, but there is an investment in this building. There are various investments important to maintain. Also, all of these projects, they are due, it's like a puzzle. They interlock in different places, and we have to see the effect of one, what benefits they have to other, not only other projects, but other existing projects that have already been completed. So this is necessary, and I support this.
Thank you. And I will just be very brief and underscore what my fellow colleagues on the panel have said. I too thank the Department of Public Works as well as the courts for getting this and the county administration, obviously, for getting what I deem these necessary repairs started. As a tenant of the building, I can speak to how necessary and critical these repairs are. So I unequivocally support this and will vote affirmatively as well. So just for clear, and thank you, Mr. Mussman, as well. So just so we can be very transparent on the record, I will call for the vote. Judge Russo,
Yes.
Judge Shaughnessy,
Yes.
Sheriff Patel,
Yes.
Clerk Bird votes yes as well. We will sign the resolution. Is there any other business before this committee at this time? I see none. I thank everyone here. I thank my colleagues, and the meeting is adjourned.